here. So you do Cognac for that one, Cointreau for that one, and then in between the two you're going to do Cointreau. Simple. You don't mind getting a bit of sidecar on your shoulder when you shake it, do you? That would be good. So we're going to do this one first. So if you do like a proper cocktail competition, you go like this, you show everyone. Knees weak, arms are heavy. Okay, don't tilt too much. Yeah, that way. He's done this before, hasn't he? Yeah. Ah, very generous when you're making your own drinks. Into there. Okay. You pay my cash or card? We'll pop that one in. Then we're going to do Cointreau. So incidentally guys, if you ever lose your measure for a Cointreau, this is exactly 25 ml if you need one. Just in case, you know. Right, just bring it. So up to the middle line.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's fine for now.
It's your drink. Then we can do lemon juice. This is just for show, Umesh. This is not even real cognac. And then yeah, a little bit more. Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Then I'm going to do this bit for you so we don't smash this lovely glass table. So, guys, remember, make sure this is sealed. Thumb on the back, pinky in the bottom. Sorry about that, no pun intended. Hold that tight. Then you're going to shake it like your life depended on it. Okay, that's it. No showing on. So then we give it a little tap like this, and what you're going to do, you're going to pour. So what I'd love you to do, so we're going to take this glass. I'm going to get you to make sure you hold the top of this like that, and then hold this, yeah, double strain, and then pour it in. There's going to be some calls from some top bars in London soon. Look at that phone, guys. Look at that. Okay, now you need to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to do this bit for you because I don't know. You know, I think you can do it. But let me give you a little tip. You lock it in, so never move this. You lock it into there, and you pull the lemon. So you move the lemon, that locks in. You got insurance. Just to let you know that you waive the liability by holding the lemon on it. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you. I was hoping we were going to see
that was the little small, we got it on camera as well. There's always that small print at the end. And then imagine you're kind of like taking a photo, so you hold it either side really gently. You see these tiny little pockets? You're going to squeeze it, not all the way, so don't snap it, and just express all of those oils over the top. Are you available for events? Or? Yeah, and then your this is gonna be smelling lovely for the next one. Rub it in. So majestic. And then just and then turn it around so you got the nice side facing up, and then put it in your drink. Oh, you do it. Look on that side in a sec.
Sorry, guys.
So how long have you been a Cognac ambassador for? Guys, big round of applause for him. Yes, welcome to the world of bartending. Your hands are always sticky. So that's your drink. Enjoy it. Yeah, you're the only one that gets another cocktail. Really? Oh gosh. He's like, I don't actually drink, but thanks. Amazing. So, Remy Martin. Who are we? What do we do? No, I'm asking. What do we do? What do we do now? So Remy Martin, we're a family-owned cognac house, founded in 1724. So huge heritage, 300 years. A little bit older than Truefit and Hill, unfortunately, but it's okay. You are the oldest.
I asked you not to boast before.
No, but you know, you are the oldest in the world, so we can give you that. In any capacity, a really important year for us as well was 1738, which is where this lovely cognac takes its name from. So we were actually given an actual royal, we were given a certificate from the French royal family that stated it was a certificate of excellence for the high quality cognacs and basically the ability for Remy Martin to expand the lands. A bit of a larger cognac house, we're still family owned, and we specialise in high quality grapes. So we use very, very aromatic grapes that are grown in extremely chalky soil. So the process of cognac is a little bit different to like whiskies or rums, and it's a lot more of a kind of noble start to it. You know, we're using grapes, we're not using sugar, we're not using barley, we're not using grains. We're using a dynamic item. Grapes can be different year on year, and the environment and the kind of provenance of the area and the region affects the different tastes of the grapes, even more than you would have any other product. So I'm sure all of you like a little bit of wine every now and again. How many times have you had the same producer, you pick a bottle of wine, even similar vineyards or similar regions, there will be completely different tastes. And this is something called, the biggest effect of this is something called terroir, which the French, obviously they've got amazing words for everything, loosely translates to from the ground, or the provenance, or the terrain, or the kind of the personality, what the unique characteristics that passes on to the final product. So where we very high quality grapes, as mentioned, we press them, we extract the juice. So in a kind of cold press method, we're not just pressing them ever so gently. We take this juice, we add some natural yeast for us, because we want to keep that acidity, we want to keep that preservation of all of these really delicate aromas in the liquid. We're then going to do a double distillation in copper pot stills. We're going to do it very low and very slow. And what you're doing when you're distilling things, whether it's for perfume or whether it's for other spirits, what you're trying to do is keep the essence. So you're basically removing all the impurities, you're removing the volume. So for example, when we're distilling wine for Remy Martin, we start with around 10 litres of wine. We distill it, we do a double distillation unfiltered, and we're left with 1 litre called eau de vie. So it's the distillate of wine. And this basically started as a way for people for it to travel around the world without spoiling. Then by accident, someone acts sugars and these colorings and these, the barrel's reduced by about 50%. It's not aggressive, it's not like moonshine anymore. What they accidentally created was brandy, it's cognac. So technically speaking, cognac is a brandy. Not all brandies can use the term cognac. So when we compare brandies in cognac, it's like comparing sparkling wine and champagne. Cognac can only come from that demands a slightly higher price tag is because we are limited by the space and the region that we have. So when we're talking about distillates and we're talking about blends, with cognac, the more blends you have, the more complexity you have. So you're building the light with the heavy, the dark with the richness, and you're building up these layers. We're going to do a little tasting now. Everyone having one? Okay, cool. I'll pour them all out. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to pour them. If you'd like to take them and pass them on, that'd be amazing.
Okay, so if I should just pop your chin up on this. So, like I said before, the bottom of most men is that the hair grows up just above the Adam's apple. Okay, this gentleman's got a few red bumps here, and that's due to him shaving down.
What's going on next?
In the wrong direction.
Please, guys, if you'd like to take some.
So if you use your razor license, like I said, you can shave your
Double part. Literally. Does anyone not have a glass? 17:30. I'm going to show you the do's and don'ts. Cognac 101. First of all, always enjoy cognac with friends. I know this is a bit of a cheesy joke, but I had a masterclass with some really amazing people a couple of days ago, and we were talking about what affects the taste of your spirit and what affects the taste of your wine, and the location that you're in and the people that you're with and the way that you're feeling and your emotion. Taste is something that's quite linear, but what makes something an experience is where you are, who you're with, how you're feeling. And some of the things, so for example, the happiest memories or things that you can remember about having an amazing dinner or an amazing bottle of wine, usually it's because you're with people that you love or people that you like, or you're on an amazing holiday somewhere. And I remember that things always taste better when you're on holiday and you try and recreate them at home. I've been like the south of France and I've tried this amazing this Bandol rosé, and you come and buy it at home and you're sitting in your garden and you're like, it doesn't really have the same kick to it. So it's very, very important to create nice environments when you're doing these kind of tastings, because there's so much going on around us that we're picking up on that we don't see. It's not just what's in your glass, but it's everything around us. It's all of these little connections our brain's making every 10 seconds. So take the glass, Never do this with a glass of cognac, which is really bad. No one's got a wine glass, so they're not doing it as fancy as that. But the reason being, if you agitate cognac too much, or any spirit, what you're doing is releasing the ethanol. You're releasing all of the alcohol in the actual glass. And then you go to smell it, you're like, oh, that's too much for me, I don't like it. So what's going on in your glass? Cognac is one of the most complex, not even alcohols, complex liquids in the world. You can compare it almost to like a perfume in terms of complexity and the aroma and the polyphenols and all of these really complex compounds that you have in this glass. So you need to treat them with respect. Don't heat the glass up, because it's the equivalent of shaking the glass around. You just release them. And if you ever do this by accident, just go like that. But we're still slightly in a pandemic, so please only do that to your glass. Don't do it to anyone in the group, because it's still a little bit touchy. But what you can do with your glass is, if you just turn it on its side, please don't spill it on their lovely carpets. Just try and roll the glass if you can. If you just hold it in one hand and then just kind of turn it around, that helps the cognac to open up a little bit. It kind of just brings a little bit of life to it. And what you'll notice, if you kind of bring it from a bit of a distance, close your eyes, and what you'll notice is the aromas that you get here and the aromas that you get here are a little bit different. And this is down to the complexity of the spirit. Lighter, more fruity particles and floral particles are actually smaller, and they come off a lot easier. If I left this for 10, 15, 20 minutes and came back to it, it's going to be a little bit richer, because you have slight evaporation, you have slight diffusion of these really light particles, which are called esters. So they use them in the perfume industry as well. They're really floral top notes. You know that feeling when you walk into a florist and it kind of washes over you? These are esters, really kind of perfumey kind of notes. But then when you get your nose right in, you'll notice this is where you hit the chocolate, this is where you hit the nutty figs and kind of almost like toffee and butterscotch notes. So already, without even tasting it, I'm building up this mental image. You remember I'm saying, like, taste is something that we build up. Taste is around us, it's our environment, it's our emotion that shapes what's in our glass. So now we're going to have our first taste. We're going to do a little toast, a little chin chin. Have a little sip, tell me what you think. Now when we taste cognac, it's not just something that, we knock back and we have a shot and we go to karaoke or something. It should be an experience. It should be something that we want to savor. So always take it and hold it in your mouth a little bit longer. Really try and understand it, roll it around your tongue. You don't even have to like cognac to understand it, because I'll be honest with you, when sometimes I'm not feeling to drink neat spirits like this, I won't do it. But to understand the spirit and to understand the complexity and the levels to it, this is probably the best way to do it. But if you don't like drinking neat spirits, don't drink neat spirits. Have it in a cocktail, like a sidecar. I feel like I'm on QVC. What do you think, Remy? Or on ice, or with ginger ale. There's no wrong or right way to have it. It's all about enjoyment. Surrounding yourself with people that make you enjoy things. So, let's try the next cognac. What do you think, guys? What kind of flavour notes you getting? Taste? Am I just going crazy? Chocolate, figs, nutty, quite Toblerone. Is it quite good? Yeah. So almond, honey, figs. My boss hates that. I'm like, yeah, Toblerone. She's like, chocolate, nuts, honey, nougat. I really want to do like a really bougie Toblerone pairing with it. Like you get the glass and you get like a Toblerone on the top. Cube of ice in there. Is that the same as the opposite of heating it up? No, so it's weird though. So when you add ice to cognac, because cognac's got such a density to it, when you bring the temperature down, you actually increase the mouthfeel. You lower the ABV slightly, and you open up all these more floral and chocolatey notes. When we try the XO, we'll have a little sip and then pop an ice cube in, and I'll show you what I mean. It's more evident on the XO. Okay, I'm going to pour some little XOs for everyone. So 1738 Port Royale, so 4 years to 20 years, 250 different blends. Absolutely delicious. It's quite an easygoing, versatile cognac. This XO, so if this is lunch, this is dinner, and then we can have brunch.
What's the correct glass worth?
Funny you should ask. I would stay away from big brandy glasses because they're actually quite detrimental to the flavour because they hold in a lot of the spirit. Because they tend to be quite big and then quite narrow at the top. So what happens is all the alcohol gets trapped. You go to smell it, and it's like whoa. So the reason that the brandy glasses are the shapes that they are is people would heat up the glass. They'd be in their big, country estate. It would be to keep them warm. So they'd heat up the glass. They'd bring the brandy or the cognac up to room temperature, and they would walk around their homes like this. So it'd be like a little hand warmer. It's 2021. Everyone's warm. I'm warm right now. You don't. Also, Facebook and Instagram are down, so it's going to be a pandemic soon. Before text, like people, I'm like, who's texting me? Like, I got a text message today. So if you'd like to take these, guys, hand them out. So this is Remy Martin XO. So this is our extra old cognac. Just a little bit of ice. No, just some tissues. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. See, I'm not so worried about you knocking ice on the floor, right? It was me. Say again? Yeah, a lot of evaporation with the barrel, so we lose around 3,000 bottles a day. Terrible business plan. So remember, guys, never do this. What do we do? We do this. We roll. That's it. I like it. And with XO it's even more aromatic. So start from even further away. So I like to start from about here. Close your eyes. And slowly bring it up and slowly bring it to the top. And what you'll notice is it's super floral at first, even more floral than the 1738. And then by the time you get to about here, that's where that richness, that figs kick in. You get all of these really kind of like licorice and comes through, marks all the way around the top. But you get these really long, nice, straight, really high quality cognac. I'll try and do it.
I see it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys can see. Oh, you should be able to see on yours. You see the little teardrops that run down.
Good stuff.
They look like veins almost.
Yeah, in the glass.
It's a very good sign for a spirit to have these lovely straight lines because it means they haven't adulterated it with syrups and sugars and caramels and colourings. Because if they have, what happens is you get a little dot of the sugar where it sticks to the glass, and you get these little spider web things. So if you do it with like a liqueur or something really sugary sweet, you'll get these like really weird spider webs. But when you get these nice straight lines, it's a very, very good sign. Now what I'm going to invite you guys to do is just to try a little bit with the Parmesan. So have a little sip of the cognac, and then take a little bite of the cheese. So a little sip of cognac, pop the cheese in. While you've got the cheese in your mouth, have another little sip of the cognac, and you create these. Basically, we're stopping you getting too cakes. No, we're basically creating secondary and tertiary flavour sensations in the cheese.
Oh yes, yeah, thank you.
No worries. So for me, you've got lots of quite really rich and almost umami, like savoury notes to the cognac. So these really accentuate things that are already umami. So for example, Parmesan has a lot of savouriness to it. You've got these big salt crystals that are inside it. So when you create these little sensations, it's very Moorish. You've got this really nice sensation. Say again?
Talking about the blend.
This one. So it's 400 different liquids blended together. 400 in the XO. So our top cuvee, so our top cognac is called Louis XIII, so Louis XIII. It's around £2,500 a bottle. Bargain. But it's got liquid that's 100 years old. And it's got 1,200 blends. So 1,200 separate distillates. So you remember we said more blends, more complexity. Guys?
Is there such a thing as too much?
Cognac, yeah. Tell all of these people. It's a fine art. It's a fine art. For me, I think there's no. Like what worked last year to make XO is not going to work this year because the temperature's different, the way that the cellar master's palate is probably reacting things is slightly different. So there's no rule that's like a one fit all kind of rule. But I think there are probably, I'm not going to name any names. There are a couple of producers who do go. They try a little bit hard, they hide behind marketing a lot, they try to blend stuff, they try to age things in. So I'll give you an example. There's a company that is, I don't want to say competitor, I'll say contemporary. And they started experimenting with different barrels. So they started moving cognac into bourbon barrels and to sherry barrels. They don't call it cognac anymore. It turns into something called a spirit drink.
When what happens, sir?
Which can...
What happens? If
legally you can't call it cognac.
If what happens?
If you remove it from the barrel and put it into another barrel. Which appellations in the world? Probably cognac and champagne more than any other in the world. Like there is a police force there, they'll kick in the door like to check that people are doing what they said they were meant to be doing. But yeah, probably yes. I think you could probably overblend it and get sometimes less and more.
So what should the barrels be made of? Oak?
Always oak.
Brand new?
So there's two kinds of oak that are used in cognac. So you have one called Tronchet, which is a very tight grain oak, and there's another one called Limousin oak, which is very, very open grain, so very porous. Now, if you create very perfumed and fruity cognac, those into the barrel, you don't want them to escape. With Remy Martin, we create very aromatic cognac. We lose a lot more than our competitors. It's like 4% of our stocks every year. They just go into the air. It's not a very good business model. If I'm completely honest, especially your business lost 40% every year, like year on year, 300 years. So new cognac, new liquid always goes into new barrels. We always keep 40 years, and then we also own Malgay rum, Brooklady whiskey, we own Metaxa, still family owned. So then we officially, we keep the barrels, but unofficially, just these four walls. You'll see some Malgay rum with cognac barrels, and we're like, where do you get the barrels from? And I was like, I don't know. But yeah, mainly to the whiskey and rum flying at the moment. Guys, if you want to invest in anything now, high-end rum. Obviously, buy some cognac first, but high-end rum is the next. It's the next thing. Rum this year is up like 300%. Like especially the limited edition, especially Bayesian rum. So Barbadian rum. So things like the high-end Mount Gays. Probably shouldn't say this, cognac tasting. I don't feel bad spilling on the carpet now. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. I'm sure there's some champagne that's on the way behind. I think if anyone wants to carpet, it's all good. But guys, thank you so much. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers. And if anyone wants some more cognac, please help me.
Have another bit of cheese.
Anyone would like a top up? Can I take the bottle? Yeah, if you're full. The more you drink, the less I carry. Well, you have to finish it before you leave. You guys, and finish the cheese as well, guys.
Does chocolate work as well?
Say again?
Would chocolate
Yeah,
work as
chocolate,
well?
cheese. The best one is probably a Berrico ham.
Oh, really?
Anything really fatty and nutty and
Cheese
all of the
ham.
good things that are really good for you. Yeah. We had the trade shows that we had. It was so funny. Probably a table this size. We had a guy carving ham. A guy like from a Homer Simpsoning every like they didn't even take it off the ham. I found out as well there's a secret cut on the Iberico, which the guy carving it will always keep for himself. It's on the underneath. It's on the underneath, but it's a little secret. Next time you see someone carving ham, be like, I want the secret bit.
It's quite different.
Yeah,
It's got
each
different
bit
sort
has a
of
different
fat content and everything.
It's where the salt moves through it and stuff, but there's a secret bit that they always keep for themselves. It got to the last bit and I was like, what are you doing? I was like, nothing. I was like, what's that bit? He's like, nothing. And it's there and he pulled it and it looked like little cubes of tuna. Yeah, the deep fried.
Yeah, they'll put it inside it.
And you'll get the little cubes of that. That's usually what the little secret bit at the end. So, giving away all my secrets.
You're making me hungry.
Yeah, we're doing some American.
Where's the croquetas?
Well, actually, I felt really bad. I was walking around and I kicked over the.
Oh, so you don't charge us back for that.
The second one is better. The second one is better.
Yeah, this one, yeah, absolutely.
The older the better.
But she's got champagne over
Champagne.
there. She needs something. Just go ahead, just go.
Please teach him how to shave.
They probably love you do all this, man. It's good sitting there.
Was this the first one? I missed it.
Ah, no, this is the first one.
I think I have it. Two.
Yeah, this is the first one. This was part of a cocktail.
I might go just have a little chat with them.
Oh, look, we've got something interesting coming up, something that sort of, and I'm interested in doing something on that.
Yeah, definitely. We've got, some stuff. I'll let you know.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. We're literally around the corner from you. We're just on the top of Berners Street. So yeah, come around for cocktails on Friday.
I like that.
You actually join our members club.
Sorry?
We have a members club. Like this, we like this. We have this
Years ago. Years ago.
So it's called Amazon Matin. It's our members club. So join.
This email, it was about a couple of years ago now.
Check that you're still a member. If you haven't, fair enough. Work out in FMCG. FMCG. So I used to work in that.
You only really get to Remy or so we never do any single vintage or single barrel.
Yeah.
It's extremely rare just because of the
Very
popularity.
different to the one.
You can, but it's super expensive. But also the flavour of one barrel. It's like, well, no, it's like, imagine you have a guy playing
Have you
guitar.
shaved it? Have you shaved it?
Oh no, not at all. Maybe.
For the demo, it had the, it's very good.
Very good.
So many things I didn't know. Like,
Really?
you have to shave against? I know.
No, with. Yeah, always with. Always with. They do really good products.
So what are the different brands like XO and
Yes, so it's according to the
Yeah. Italian cheese.
Are you Spanish or are you
I'm actually Italian.
Italian? Really? Because when I was talking about the Iberico ham, I thought, maybe you're Spanish.
I know what's going on. I was about to ask if prosciutto was also good with.
Where in Italy?
Milan. Milan. Originally Russia, but I grew up in Italy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Born in Russia?
Yeah, I grew up in Italy, so I'm also Italian.
Okay, what?
I used to work in Milan many
Oh, because
years
you've
ago.
got, you
Yeah,
landed
well.
for 4 years, so you take the lowest
Bonaparte. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Main road, on the corner of the bank there.
I think I might try that. Is that? Have you tried what's the shaving thing?
Okay, you're done.
A bit more, a bit more.
A bit more. 2 seconds left. Show all your frustration.
Let it all out. And then that one. I'll hold that I wear a watch generally when right to the top, yeah? I like it. And a little lemon twist.
How do I do this?
So you always take it, you put it in, you create a little bit like that, and then you move the lemon. You never move, don't move the you move the lemon. Yeah, a little squeeze. And then pop it in. Sorted.
Practice made your first time.
And then you do a little. Enjoy.
I will do a shoelace dance. I can't do it. Oh, that's delicious.
Well, you made it.
So good.
And so modest.
Sorry.
Well, you know.
Oh, this is really good.
I'm not even sorry.
I mean, I had so much to drink already. So hot.
So I'm glad you're not shaving anymore.
Yeah, me too.
I guess it's buffering in your
A
program.
little bit of variety.
Fair enough. It's pretty much.
No, we have a champagne. We have a gin. We're good. We've got a nice variety.
I don't think I can go down to champagne from this. Can you drink down? It's recommended. What's the price difference between the two?
So that's around 150. That's around what, £40.
Oh, so that's only £10.
No, sorry, 140. So £100.
Oh, okay. So that's 40. That's 140. Okay.
Yeah, please help this
We
out.
gotta finish it before the end.
There's no more. There's actually no more cocktails. But there's champagne over there.
I'll stay till the morning.
No, I was going to, but I might leave.
40%.
Oh, you. And maybe empty in the ice bucket.
Product of France.
Or in the bed. Yeah, better.
You were attending.
Thank you guys for helping.
It's been a great event.
Yeah?
Yeah, brilliant. You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I did.
And that's why we eat all the fish, why we eat all the cheese. I mean, they're great tasting.
If you guys need any barber chat for the event, just let me know what barbers we do that too.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Very good.
You got your umbrella?
Oh, bless you, thank you. How are you doing? How are you holding up? Are you working hard?
It's best for the cheese.
Oh, I mean,
one of those, there's
Tiny bit of cheese. Nice stuff. We're doing hot towel shaving in the other room, but I think it buffers when I go there. Hope you guys enjoying this surprise stream. Slam it. This is Bespoke. So 150 pound, this is 30 year aged. Good stuff. Secret to drinking is eating.
It would be a nice thing to do.
Huh?
Is it your first time here?
Yes. Yeah, really great place. Now we know.
It's a privilege that you're at one of the oldest bars, right?
Yeah. Going to shots in a bowl. Who says? It is 70 CL.
Very, very There's some ice there with some champagne. There's
Sage Plus in here. Yes, I'm gonna come back in 2 seconds. It's just gonna buffer for a minute.
The way that I make rings now, the way that I know from these kind of is that sidecar cocktail, yeah, but we don't have any unfortunately. But you must try it out. You must try it out.
You must know. You're gonna trust me.
Sidecar, curve it round into a ring, but it doesn't. You don't need to worry about it being perfectly round. But you know the right amount of actually for the ring, the diameter.
Oh yeah, should just get the shave. I'll get the shave, guys. There is no connection inside, so I'll go flying. Come back maybe in about an hour. If you want.
No, it's empty. Somebody's
It's gone. Where's the other one? Where's the other one?
I'm going to just tell the Wi-Fi to leave. Oh god, it's tiny palm. I was going to suggest that we could get a canvas in the extended. Well, that's very kind. We're not tied up.
Your name is Leroy, it's almost Ken. Yeah. Your clients.
Bye guys, lovely to meet you.
See you.
Amazing. Thank you very much. See you.
Ah, is that the one? Wait, this is different. Wait, what is this? Oh, that's different. It's totally different. I don't know what that one is.
No, not shave. I just wanted to buy. Yeah. Oh, is that all right? Are you sure? Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Sorry. No, I can't be on a shave. I've just got something. Your hair growing back already.
Already, he run out already. Got it, run out.
You must spend all your money on shave.
Every 5 minutes.
Another one, please.
Sorry, I can't make lunch. I've got to go for a shave. It's very. I need to buy some pre-shave oil. Actually.
I missed out.
Sorry?
There is one in the
Oh, when that runs out, I shall have to buy some more.
But for now, there's one there.
Excellent. I've learned some excellent things from your staff. Exactly, it's from Igor.
I'm just thinking that the gentleman there.
Guys, I'll be back in a little bit. Gonna switch off again. The event is ending soon anyway, but I'll catch you in about 20